So today is a new day. It feels like fall's just falling upon us right now. It's really nice. The last videos I put the front end loader on my tractor, and I think the last video I sent it had my bucket on it. And with my previous videos, I expressed that the main reasons for me getting this front end loader was for round bells. And so I took the bucket off, and I have a set of forks here. It's universal forks, so you can put them on the front of the tractor or the back of the tractor, but they're universal nonetheless. So I put them on the front of the tractor, and I have a problem with the full extensions of it. It's not wanting to, when you have it picked up, it'll pick it up, every bit of it, all of it up, all the way up, I'm sorry. But when you go to roll it forward, it stops about right here. So if you put hay on it, it's never going to release the hay off the front of the forks. So that's what I'm trying to figure out today. I think I know what I want to do, so I'm just gonna kind of show what I'm doing. I'm just trying a few things, so hopefully it'll all work out. All right, this is the forks I have for the front end of the tractor, and my dad had bought these years ago, and we never used them. And we used them once or twice, but it wasn't like one of those things we just had to have. So so what I'm gonna do is the hay spears, I'm gonna take a piece of plate. I don't have it with me, but let's see, I'm gonna show it like this. So I'm gonna take a piece of plate and I'm gonna weld it around, I'm gonna be down here, around that bottom at 16 inches from the center. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to measure where I'm falling at here. So from center right here, it'll be 16 inches over and 16 inches over. I'm gonna take a piece of I thought about putting two plates here, and I'll just pin it like you would essentially like you would this, just be close together. I'm probably just gonna put one because it's just gonna have shear force on it. I'm not going lateral, I think that's right. But I'm not doing that motion. It'll be going straight into it and up and down. So I'll need the strength on it on this way. But right here, this is not how it was hooked up to my bucket. I had this piece right here. It was hooked up here, but one thing I'm about to do is right here on this side. It's when you measure this metal plate to that metal plate, it's the right width. But when they built it, they put these bushings right here in it, and that bushings make it too narrow. So I'm gonna have to cut some of that bushing off, and I think that's one reason why it was so miserable hooking up to the bucket, is because it was too tight, and you really couldn't. You had to pry it in there. So, and you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. There's a slight bend outward on this piece right here, and that's realistically why. It's because so I'm gonna try to cut that thing. I'm gonna try to cut that thing down. It may come back and bite me in the butt, but I mean, I really can't use it like it is. So But anyways, I'm gonna show you what I got going on. Today I'm working on the hay spears for the front end loader. I was able to get the brackets welded on, and the problem I had to run into is that the biggest drill bit I have is 3/4, and that's not near big enough for my hitch. So I'm gonna show you what I got. I made a mess up. I got impatient and I need to fix that. So I'm gonna work on repairing my impatience. So I'm gonna show you what I got, and hopefully that'll explain some stuff. All right, so this is where I'm at right now. I slid these in just the way I put my pins on this hay spear, because it's too wide for my little tractor, and I can't, if I have it sticking out like, if I have it sticking out like that one over there on both sides, then my 3000 won't reach out far enough to connect to it, and so I just flipped this one. So this is where I'm at. This top piece, that top piece is in the wrong spot, so I'm gonna have to cut that off and re-weld that. So not a huge deal. I just a little further behind in the process. So this is what I had in mind to do, and I think it's gonna work. So good news is that the drill bit that I bought is a big Irwin multi-step drill bit. It's called a Unistep, and I bought it because I needed a big bit, and so I can I can make my hole a little bigger for the part that mounts to the side of my tractor, because my bit wasn't big enough. So hopefully that'll give me the distance I need for that. So that's what I'm working on today. So I finally got my forks hooked up. I'm 6 foot, and it's the same height as me, so I can get it 6 foot off the ground. I can't really tilt this as far forward as I can tilt, so that's as flat as I can make it right now. So I still got to do a little more work on it. That's a 4x5 bale, and it seems to be doing good, so that's great news. So I'm going to call this video done. I'm pleased with my front end loader. I'm pleased with my modified forks, and hopefully everything continues to go well. Thank y'all for watching. So I was editing the video, and I realized that I have not shown the product up close. So these are my brackets. I don't know if you can see that, but they're shaped around the around this square tubing on both sides. And this piece right here is just some 3-inch channel that I'm gonna center this up. So that's centered up. The play that I was just showing just then was from these pins, but it worked really good. I just loaded some hay with it, and it went really well. So I'm very pleased with it, and I will continue to use it. Hopefully I can figure out how to make this cylinder go down a little further. I still may wind up putting that yoke on it. I guess you can call it a yoke, and using it that way. But if I do that, I'm still gonna have to cut it off and use it. But this is the final product. I could still use the hay sprayer on the back of the tractor, and I can use it like this. So it's very versatile. I can still use my forks on it. So anyways, if I ever want to change it, to put it on the rear of the tractor, I would just take these U-bolts off. There's 4 per side, and I can adjust it inward. And you don't have to have this part right here to make this work. You could build something to accommodate for that, and but I had this laying around, and this is what I used. So super excited, super pleased with how it turned out. I still hadn't shored this side right here up yet, but and you can tell a little bit. You can tell this side right here flexes a little bit. This channel iron right here is how I was able to shore this side up. Makes it a little more difficult to get to the hydraulic fluid for my power steering, but and I was worried that whenever I run it up, I run the bucket up all the way, or the front end loader all the way, that it was going to hit. So I tacked it real good, and picked it up, and it didn't. There's probably a 1/2 inch there. If I can't get this side how I like it, then I'm going to do the same thing over here, because it was really. This is, so sitting here, it's mostly straight, not 100% straight, but it's enough to use. That's at 2.5 foot. That gives me roughly 6 inches off the ground. My bales are 4 by 5, so that's right at center. And with my baler, you can't stab it at 5. I mean, you can't stab it right in the center. So what I did is, these angle iron right here, whenever I originally put those on, I had them and I just flipped them. And there's 2 holes on bottom here, and then there's 4 on top. And I flipped them. And what that did is that put me at a different spot, and I didn't realize that. So I was gonna cut, but the way it was set up before is this bottom piece was in. I hope y'all can hear me. This bottom piece was in, and that pin was not in this yoke. I didn't have this yoke on, and it went directly to that. So I put the yoke on, and this is where this is the best I can get it. So I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to show what the range of motion I have now. It's hard to see right now, but you can see that orange yellow piece, and that's how the spear is looking straight up. So before I had enough reach to put my bales on the top part of my second row on my trailer, but I didn't have enough forward moving to dump it out. So now I'm going to show the range. So right there, I can take a bale and put on a trailer, and it will swing all the way around. So hopefully you can see. Hopefully you can see that. It's got enough. That's as far forward as it's going, and that's plenty of range. So anyways, this is the last video, and I'm definitely going to use this and work with this.